Well, today's the 11th of July 2022. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and we've been told that on this Sunday, which is the 17th, we can expect temperatures to break all records. We're talking about being up in the 40s. Now, if that's true, I mean, this is bad enough. This heat wave is bad enough, but it's going to create even more problems then, particularly for the elderly, the sick, people who are overweight, young children, and of course our pets. So what can we do about it? Well, I found a few tips and hacks that might help you to keep a bit cooler over the next few days. Welcome to a very hot Grey Matters. Hello and welcome to a very hot and sweaty Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Well now, as you heard in the introduction, we are expecting this week on the 17th of July, Sunday, temperatures to soar to an all-time record. They reckon the highest ever recorded, and that could be up into the 40s. Now, this is going to have a profound effect on some people, particularly the elderly, particularly the young, people who are ill, those people who are overweight, and obviously on our pets. Now, there are dangers, serious dangers in relation to excessive heat like this, such as heat stroke, sunstroke or whatever. So you're going to need to pay particular attention to those vulnerable categories, as well as looking after yourself. If you know of any elderly people living locally, if you've got elderly relatives that you can contact, do try and be sure that in this next week that they are giving good advice on how to stay cool. And I have got now for you a few top tips, some hot hacks that are going to help you to stay a little bit cooler during this really hot time. The first one is to promote air circulation through your home. If the design of your house allows it, then open windows at the front and back so you get a through flow of air. And the more you can get through, the better. So upstairs windows, front and back, downstairs windows, front and back as well. Of course, crime prevention, people are always worried about leaving windows open at the front where people can see they're open and maybe exploit them, but the risk is very low by comparison to other risks that you're going to be facing. So yeah, get that airflow going. The second tip is to take advantage of the cooling effect of water. Fill a bowl full of cold water, sit there with your feet in it. Okay, simple. You might feel a fool, but if you're at home during this time and at that weekend and you're getting over hot, that will bring your body temperature down quite nicely. As will using wet towels or a wet bandana or a scarf round your neck or over your head. Again, it'll bring your body temperature down. You could also consider, if you've got a spritzer bottle, filling that with cold water so that you could spray yourself. And in fact, you can buy them in the shops, I think even with a fan attached, as a fan, and spray yourself. Number 3 is, if you have long hair, tie it up. Get it away from the back of the neck. If your neck is cooler than the rest of you, it will help bring your body temperature down. So get your hair away from your neck. Tip 4, if you use facial products, put them in the fridge. So face masks or cleansing products or whatever, put them in the fridge, and then when you use them, you'll get a really nice refreshing cooling effect. And face masks, again, you might benefit from that during the day if you're beginning to overheat. Tip number 5 is to get downstairs. Heat rises, so if you stay downstairs, you will be a little bit cooler. Now, this tip obviously doesn't help people in apartments who are, first floor upwards or in high rise, and I really sympathise and feel sorry for you. There's not a lot you can do, except maybe follow tip number 6. Because if you're getting to a stage where the heat really is unbearable, then seek out some publicly available air conditioning. So shopping centres, shopping malls, or whatever you want to call them, cinemas, libraries. go and see a film for the afternoon. Take advantage of the air conditioning in there during the hottest part of the day. It'll all help you to keep cool when you need it. You also need to, this is tip number 7, you need to eliminate other sources of heat. So incandescent light bulbs, don't use them. They generate heat. Turn off equipment that you're not using, computers and whatever, that all generate heat. And when you come to cook your lunch or your evening meal, try not to cook. Try and use products that you actually don't need to heat. So you're not heating the kitchen and not using the oven. Now, tip number 8, it seems fairly obvious, is that's to maintain hydration. But what you need to be aware of is if you're sweating, it's not just a case of drinking more, you need to replace your electrolytes. And you can do that by eating some food or by drinking the purpose-made electrolyte replacement drinks. Thirst is the first sign of dehydration. So keep your fluid intake up. If you wait until you're thirsty to drink, you're already starting to dehydrate. Number 9 is to avoid alcoholic beverages and caffeine. Now, alcohol is a diuretic, as is caffeine. So they will encourage you to use the bathroom, and that means you're going to dehydrate quicker. 10 is not to eat protein-rich meals during the heat wave, right? Protein will promote metabolic heat, and that's going to heat you up and warm the body. You don't want that. Number 11 is to be sure that you can recognize heat-related emergencies. So heat rash, heat cramps, heat stroke, and heat exhaustion. Look up the symptoms for these online and be prepared to look out for them, particularly with the very young and the very elderly. And number 12, finally, is don't forget your pets. All right? Dogs, cats and rabbits in particular will need hydration. Give them a cool bath or a shower, that will always help. Use a wet towel for them to lie on, or buy a cooling coat for your dog. I don't know if you can get them for cats, but you can certainly get cooling coats for dogs. And of course, they've got to have plenty of water to drink. Now, the signs of a pet suffering from heat stroke are as follows. I'll put them up here and I'll read them out to you as well because I can't remember them. Is rapid panting, wide eyes, a lot of drooling, hot skin, twitching muscles, vomiting, and a dazed look. If you think your pet has got heat stroke, then do call out a vet. So there you go. There's a dozen top tips and hacks to help you get through this appalling heat wave. If you've got any other ideas, please leave them in the comments. Let's get your tips of your own, and let's get them in now before this coming Sunday, right? This is Monday the 11th. It's coming this coming Sunday on the 17th, the highest of the temperatures. So let's get your comments and suggestions in there now. In the meantime, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again on Grey Matters very soon. Bye for now.